Okay, so I'm gonna do a little test on these shortwave lights. This is all of them here, 4 of them, and just want to show you all their. It's kind of cold down here in my basement, but so that's pretty much the temperature of all of them right now. Haven't had any of them on, so I'm gonna start. There's a reason I'm starting with these. You'll see later. This one's mine right here, and I'm actually only about 3 feet, exactly 36 inches away from the meter window. They're a little bit different. Okay, let me start this. Because the timer is gonna be important in this later. Really hard to get these aimed right. Okay, so get a little bit UV on that so you can see that better. So that's almost 4. We're gonna call that 3.8. I don't think I can get it any better. And you can see that there's the window for the meter. There's some willemite behind it. Okay, so about 3.8 on the meter at 36 inches. Now I'm gonna leave these on. I'm gonna hang them down on this side as we go through them. It's gonna take a little while. Hopefully I can talk my way through the time. Okay, so this is a Chinese knockoff of my light, the FS Hunter, and we're looking at about, I'll turn this on right at about 2 minutes. Not that these matter. Both of these lights will run constant. Nothing changes with them the entire time. Okay, so there's that one at 2 minutes. Let me get this thing glowing a little bit. So that one can't seem to get it much above 2. I think that's about as good as I can get that. So that's the Chinese knockoff of my light. You notice these have a fairly tight beam on them. Okay, I'll leave that one on, hang that one here. this one. So this is the M1. And we'll turn it on right at 4. Okay, so that's on at 4 minutes. This little light actually surprised me. So this runs off of a single 18650. Has a boost driver in it. Actually, it's a pretty nice little pocket light. And that looks like that's going to be about the best I can get that one as well. I just had that a little bit above 2. There it goes. So there's the Convoy M1. Like I said, this light surprised me. This one's actually pretty nice. Okay. Now remember that one. We started that at 4 minutes. So something's going to start happening to that light pretty soon. So then Ingenious Designs 255-4. So this one actually has, those have single emitters in them. You can see this one has a quad. So we'll get that one going right at 6 minutes. So we got 2, 4, and 6. Now you'll notice that this one has quite a bit of a better spread on it. Nicer flood. But because of that, it actually puts out more UV, but it doesn't have a spot on it. I'm not exactly sure why, but I got a better reading out of this light, I don't know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And the closer you get to the meter window, the better this light gets. So we can see that one's just above 1. All right. So I'm gonna hang this one and this one in the front, because these are gonna do something funny here after a while. So let me show you. I'm gonna walk down here. Oops. So you guys can see what I was talking about with the flood. So you can see that one kind of catches all 3 of those stones a little bit, and we're about 12 inches. You can see that one only goes right to the center, and that's the same as with my light. It's got a tighter beam, and that's why it's producing more on that little, I'd say 1 inch by 2 inch screen for the meter. And this one's got a lot more UV. It's just all out here instead of right in the middle. So like I said, this quad emitter is actually emitting more UV. It's just not quite as intense. I want to back up also so y'all can see. Make sure that's still picking up good way back there. Okay, so I'm going to back up to 8 feet. Now that's the Ingenious Designs one there at 8 feet. It starts dropping off pretty quick. And this is the M1 at 8 feet. And since it's a lot tighter, it definitely is brighter, but only in a small area. There's M1, Ingenious Designs. And I'll go ahead, put these back here. I'll show you these two, which is my light and the Chinese copy. This is at 8 foot. There's the Chinese copy. And there's mine at 8 foot. The FS Hunter. Same size beam. The FS Hunter is just brighter. Enough, the lights are about the same price. Okay. So let's see how we're doing on temperature, because this is what we're waiting for. So we've been going about 10 minutes. Remember, these lights were get refocused up in this area. So looks like it's going to take a little while longer down here in this cold basement. So the hot spot on that, about 87. There we go. Picking up a little bit of an angle, so we got depending on where I get in the fins, up to 100 on the M1. We're at about 11 minutes now, and we got looks like the hot spot on that's about 112, 114. It's hard doing this in the dark. 109, 111, okay. And then we got China version. It runs really cool, but they don't drive it very hard. Okay. I've got the FS Hunter. It stays running pretty cool. Not too bad. So we got 12 minutes. Let's go back to see how the M1's doing. About 106. It definitely helps. And it's cooler down here. Okay. Ingenious Designs. We're starting to get up there, about 122, 121. Now this light does something funny around this temperature. That's what I'm waiting for. It actually cuts down in power So I'm waiting for these lights to react. How they react, go different. Kind of looks like it already cut down. Let me pull it off of here. We'll see again. Yeah, I'm gonna say that it cut down. Let's put it back in here. And check out the output now. See that? Trying to get a side shot of that. Not reading the temperature really well like that. Yeah, so it's down to 119. I'm thinking that this light driver messed up on it because I know this light was brighter than that before, and then it drops off, but I think it's like stuck in that dropped off mode. Yeah, I think because it's cooling down, so that tells me that it did drop off. Okay, so let's see how our M1's doing. And it's actually doing fine so far. Staying a lot cooler down here in the basement. What happens is once this thing overheats, it starts blinking. Okay, we'll check the China knockoff. It said it's going to run the coolest because they don't drive it very hard. Who knows? Now I gotta sit here and try to figure out what to talk about until these lights finally heat up. I'll try to get a little better reading out of this. So you can see you can move that a lot more back and forth, and that doesn't change that much because it's got the nicer flood on it. I tend to call these inspection lights. They're great for looking at your rocks at home or going to the shows, wanting to look at some rocks while you're there. But then when you want to go hunting, you need a light that's got some distance Not going to do anything funny when it overheats. And honestly, I don't think these lights are going to overheat. It's too cold down here. Well, this is starting to get quite warm around the handle. That's on the handle itself. So I'm guessing that these two aren't going to do what they normally do, which is the M1 starts blinking. Oh, did it just blink? Yep, sure did. So you see that how it's, oh, I got my hand in the way. Okay, so this is what happens to this light when it overheats. And we're at about 20 minutes, so 18 minutes. Took 18 minutes for it to do that. And it'll continue to blink like that. Kind of annoying. So you got to turn it off. And then once it finally cools down, it takes a little while. Then it'll come back on, but it doesn't take very long for it to. Like I said, this light here, Ingenious Designs should have done a lot better. So there, it must be, the driver must be stuck in low or something, because I had better readings out of this, like I said, 3 months ago. So anyhow, hopefully, I know this was kind of a long, boring video. There's the temp again on the FS Hunter, staying about 100. So remember, it's like 64 degrees down here. So if you add the temperature to outside, and then there's the China version, and you can see why that one's dimmer, because they don't drive the LED as hard. And then the Ingenious Design light with the quad emitter in it. Well, hopefully that helps somebody.